Trade reports are intensifying as an insider has linked a star defenseman to the New York Rangers. We're going to break down who this star defenseman is and why this fits perfectly into Chris Drury's master plan for the defense this summer. We're going to break it all down in this episode of Rangers Digest. But before we do that, a quick reminder to hit that subscribe button. About 74% of you who watch these videos are not subscribed to the channel. So go down below, hit that free subscribe button. And again, this is the place to be for all your daily New York Rangers content. But let's jump right into it. Insider Elliotte Friedman has dropped a bit of an Elliotte Friedman bomb that the New York Rangers are obviously going to be making some changes this summer. We know that Chris Drury is going to be retooling the defense. But now there's an interesting defenseman on the market, a young star in Bowen Byram. And I think this is a great fit for the New York Rangers. And as you can see here from Jim Cerny, there is definitely noise around Bowen Byram. If this is indeed true, here's why the Rangers should look into the 23-year-old defenseman's availability. Now, we do know from Elliotte Friedman that he is available, right? And is he linked to the Rangers? There's a ton of rumors out there, and this is quite literally the perfect fit for where the Rangers are at right now, and this would really speed up the process in terms of, I thought that maybe Chris Drury would go after Vladislav Gavrikov this summer. That's going to cost a lot. I feel like this would cost a little bit less. This is a guy who's won a Stanley Cup with the Colorado Avalanche, and he's only 23 years old. I mean, it fits the plan perfectly, but let's jump into it. We'll get into that article in just a second, but this was from the 32 Thoughts podcast and Elliotte Friedman. He reports that Kevyn Adams is gauging the market value for defenseman Bowen Byram right now. So he is on the market. He is available right now. There is no doubt his name is out there. That is from Elliotte Friedman. And the narrative still is that there is a desire from Byram to have a bigger role. But with players like Dahlin and Owen Power, these opportunities may not be there in Buffalo. I mean, right now, he wants a bigger role. He's not going to get that in Buffalo. Rasmus Dahlin is the captain of that team. He is like the number one guy there. And Owen Power is a better player, right? Like he is that number two guy there on the left side. So they don't really have room. Like, of course, you want to keep a guy if you're the Buffalo Sabres and Byram. He's a great young player. But they don't really have room for him on that team right now. So I think that's very interesting that he wants a bigger role. And, if you let Keandre Miller go or you trade him this summer, there's your, opportunity right there. If you're Byram, you could be the number one left shot defenseman of the New York Rangers, right? We'll look at the lineup in a second and how that kind of fits. But he fits into, I think, the structure of this team. I think he would fit right into, in terms of like wanting a bigger role, he would get it with the New York Rangers. And, he's 23. Mike Sullivan would be able to, depend on him in a way that, maybe he wouldn't other 23-year-olds because he's seen things around the league and, of course, like won a Stanley Cup and all that. So I think that, again, it's a great fit to me. Very interesting. This is from Adam. There aren't many defensemen in the NHL who fit New York Rangers needs more than Bowen Byram, and even fewer who are realistically available. That's the other thing. This guy's on the market right now, right? They're gauging interest. So I think the Rangers should be absolutely all over this, considering they needed to retool their defense heading into next season, and it could come at a more cost-effective option right now than going out and getting Gavrikov or something for $9 million, right? So, which is realistically like what he might make, right? We were talking about him a couple weeks ago. That's realistically what he might make with the salary cap going up. So, this is a good way to retool in that way. You probably will need a number one guy. I do want to elaborate on that a little bit, that you probably will still need a number one left shot defenseman. I don't know if Byram can be that guy. Like maybe he's 23, he's dealt with some injury trouble, right? But probably will need that guy, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't go out and get a guy like Byram because he can help the team. And Adam went on to say, I don't know how he isn't at the very top of their list. I mean, he should be at this point. So we'll see what happens with that. And it sounds like Bowen Byram's name is out there from Elliotte Friedman, like we talked about before. And to keep in mind, Byram also switched agents to Darren Ferris, who notably, is the agent of Mitch Marner, Sam Bennett as well, just to name a few, notoriously walking their clients to, or he notoriously walks his clients to free agency as well. So it looks like that's going to happen. And Byram is also an RFA. We'll touch on that in a second. But Friedman believes that he wants a bigger role, and he can get that with the New York Rangers. Now, if you look at what the Rangers defense looks like right now, I mean, of course, Byram, like, you don't know what's happening with Miller. He needs a contract. He's also an RFA, so you're either trading him or, like, something's going to happen. They're going to come to a resolution on that one way or another. Like, they're going to have to in the coming weeks. But Carson Soucy, I mean, like, I don't even think Carson Soucy is going to be on this team next year. I think they're going to find a way and just take that loss, Chris Drury is, and just, fire him into the sun, or just do something with him. There is a world he's still on the team, but I think they want to shed that cap now because that didn't work out. Although, you never know if it'll work out under Mike Sullivan, but I just don't think so, because look at the dynamic of this defense, right? Like, the right side is solid, absolutely solid. Adam Fox, he needs a partner still, but, Will Borgen's solid there. You got Braden Schneider, who's been great. I think he could probably play a little bit higher, but again, the numbers will be distributed the way that they are next season. Will Borgen's been great. You need to get him a decent partner as well. You need Adam Fox to have a guy. Byram maybe is that guy. I still think it's maybe more of a stay-at-home guy, but we'll see what they end up doing in terms of the personnel. Vakanainen was good for parts of this year, but that left side is it's honestly weak, even with Miller there. It is honestly weak. So adding Byram, very dynamic player. I would really like that move for the New York Rangers. As you can see here, this is from Scotia Stat Projections with his contract projections. So the most probable outcome for Bowen Byram would be around like $6.5 million, according to his model, of course, or their model, of course. So it could be a little bit higher, right? But I think this is a good defenseman. Last season, 7 goals, 31 assists. In 82 games played, but again, didn't have the role that he probably needed to go off with the Buffalo Sabres. Like, not going to play too much power play time with some of the personnel they have there. And again, RFA, so this will come via trade. He's going to be 24 going into his 24-year-old season. So I honestly kind of like it. If you look at some of the comparables, some good comparables. Like Sean Durzi, good player out there in Utah. Neil Pionk, great player, right? Like, there's a couple really good players here in terms of comparables, and if you get him for that dollar amount, hopefully it ages really nicely with the salary cap going up. So I would like this move. I think this is something that they should seriously consider. Right now he makes $3.85 million. That's what he's making right now. And again, Byram logged the second most time on ice for the Sabres this season, playing 22-42 on average in all 82 games. So he is durable right now. Yes, he's dealt with some injury stuff in the past, but he's won a Stanley Cup. Yes, he didn't play in all the games and all that, but, this would be a good player to have on the team. So let me know in the comments what you think. I think this is a great idea, like, honestly, a no-brainer for Chris Drury and the New York Rangers. So let me know what you think in terms of that. And again, like, he would fit right into the team. They need a left shot defenseman. We don't even know what's happening with K'Andre Miller at this point. So go out and do it, and then maybe figure out K'Andre Miller, because if you ask me, Bowen Byram, probably a better player than K'Andre Miller, and could probably have more of a positive impact on this team than K'Andre Miller, which is crazy to say because Miller has all the tools, but just can't put it together for some reason. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's psychological, what it is. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of Bowen Byram. I think it's a move that the Rangers should first of all have him at the top of their list right now, and they should be, trying to pull the trigger on this trade as soon as possible. But let me know what you think in the comments, and if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with everything New York Rangers.